Hi, welcome. Here's your math lesson 13.4. This is for Thursday, February 4th. All right, let's look at our math for today. 13.4, problem solving addition situations. So how can using a model help when solving addition problems? Let's see. Here's our problem, and this is what they mean by model. They mean breaking it apart, breaking the information apart. So Kendra has 35 crowns. Her dad gave her some more. We don't know how many more. Let's circle what we do know. We know her dad gave her some more. Some, box that. That means empty box. More means add. Then is important too. I definitely box that. That means equals. Then she had 49 crowns. The question is, how many crowns did Kendra's dad give her? Underline the question. All right, what information am I given? She had how many crowns? It says Kendra had 35 crowns, so I'm going to plug that information here. After he gave her some more crowns, how many crowns did she have? Then she had 49 crowns when he gave her more crowns. All right, so what is my plan or strategy? What am I going to do to solve this problem? I can subtract, right? Aren't you going to... If it's 35 plus what is 49, you have to find out what goes here. To find out the what, you have to subtract. So we're going to write subtract here. Subtract. All right, show how you solve the problem. So 35 plus empty box equals 49. So we're going to trace over our number sentence. Number sentence is the same thing as a number problem. And to find out what goes in that empty box, we have to subtract bigger, smaller difference. So we have to subtract 49, take away 35. How many there are in all, which is 49, take away how much she had before her dad gave her some more. So 9, take away 5 is 4, and 4, take away 3 is 2. So they have 24 crowns. Okay, so her dad gave her 24 crowns. And to check that, you can say 35 plus 24 is what? And you will get 49. All right, moving on. Label the model. Write a number sentence with an empty box for the unknown number. Solve. So remember, when you read the problem, I need you to circle the numbers, box what's important, and underline the question. Mr. Kane has 104 red pens. He buys, that means he gets some more, that means it's probably going to add. He buys 19 blue pens. How many pens does he have now? Underline the question. So he had 104 red pens, right? I'm going to write R on top of this box because that means it's red. Here, he buys, when you buy something, you're getting more of it, right? So you're adding, so he buys 19 more. So blue pens, so this is blue. I'm going to write B on top just to make sure I understand what I'm doing. And then I'm going to write my number sentence, which is 104 plus 19 equals empty box. We have empty box because we haven't solved it yet. We're not sure. Here, you're actually going to do the elevator escalator and solve. So 104 plus 19 is what? 9 plus 4 is what? You always add the ones place first, okay? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1 goes in the tens place, and 3 stays in the ones place. Well, 1 plus 0 is 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. And then you bring this 1 down. How many pens does he have? He has 123 pens. Easy schmeezy lemon squeezy. Let's move on. Here it starts off different. It says sum, and every time we see sum, we know that's going to be an empty box. So Jim has some pencils. Okay, we don't know how many. Hannah has 13 pencils. They have 31 pencils all together. There's 31. So that means equals 31, right? How many pencils does Jim have? Let's underline the question. So this box can be Jim, and this box can be Hannah. So we're going to write J and H. We don't know how many Jim has, right? It says he has some. So that means we're going to draw an empty box here. And we know Hannah has 13. And they're asking, how many does Jim have? So we know Jim plus Hannah, and I know plus because it says they have 31 altogether. So I know Jim plus Hannah, so blank plus 13 is 31. So I have to find out what goes in this empty box. To find out what goes in this empty box, I have to do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So you have to do bigger, smaller difference. 31, the total number of pencils they have, take away how many pencils Hannah has, which is 13, is going to give us how many pencils Jim has. So 1 take away 3, I can't do that. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you have to regroup. 3 becomes a 2, and 1 becomes an 11. 11 take away 3 is what? 11, 10, 9, 8. So it's 8. And then 2 take away 1 is 1. So how many pencils did Jim have? Jim had 18 pencils. Here you're going to draw your number sentence, which was Jim, which was empty box, plus 13, which is how many pencils Hannah had, equals 31, which is how many pencils they had altogether. So make sure you have this written down. If you need time to write this down, you can pause the video now. All right, I'm going to move on. Let's look at number 3. Amy and Matthew catch 17 crickets in all. So both of them together catch 17 crickets in all. I'm going to box that definitely. And then that means both of them put together is 17. I'm going to plug that in. Amy catches 9 crickets. So we know Amy catches 9. So I'm going to say A here for Amy, and she catches 9. Okay. And then how many crickets does Matthew catch is the question. So we're going to underline the question. This is going to be Matthew, and we don't know how many. The question is how many did he catch? But we know that both of them together caught 17. So it's 9 plus what is 17, or 9 plus empty box is 17. So to find out what goes in the empty box, you have to do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So 17 take away 9 is what? Let's count back. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Or hold on, sorry. 9, 8. Very good. 8. Let's check that. Is 9 plus 8 17? Well, 9 plus 9 is 18. Take away 1 is 17. So the answer is 8. Right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 9 plus 8 is 17. All right. Let's watch Professor Berger for number 4 and 5, and then we'll come back and do it together.
Hey, Joey, what are you doing?
That's Detective Joey to you.
Sorry.
And maybe we can start talking.
Sure, about what?
Oh, don't play innocent with me, Professor Berger. Today's math question is missing an answer. And my gut tells me you've got it.
Well, why don't we all work together to see if we can find Detective Joey's missing answer?
Oh, we're gonna find it all right. And when I, Detective Joey, catch the guy who's got it, we're gonna take a little walk downtown.
Sounds kind of scary, but let's try the question first. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So, there are 3 groups of owls. Now, there are 16 owls in each of the first 2 groups, and there are 54 owls in all. The question for us is to figure out how many owls are there in the 3rd group. That's the mystery.
I see.
So let's think about it. We have 3 groups, and there'll be some number of owls in each of the 3 groups. And when we add up all those numbers of owls, we're going to get the total, which we see is 54.
Okay.
Now we know that there are 16 owls in each of the first two groups. That means
Yes, we know that.
first group has 16, the second group has 16. So we know that the three numbers are going to be 16 plus mystery. So there's your mystery, Detective Joey, right there.
Mystery.
16 we know, plus 16 we know, plus question mark equals 54. And that's what we have to figure out. What's the mystery? So
let's investigate.
okay, so let's draw actually a little model to see if we can figure out what 16 plus 16 is. Well, if I draw a little rectangle, since 16, in fact, and 16 are the same number, I could cut the rectangle right in half and have this represent 16, and this represents 16, and then if I add those two numbers together, what I see is 32, and that...
32.
Exactly, and that means that this mystery becomes this mystery. 32 plus question mark equals 54. And now we can set up a new model, and this model would look like this. You can draw it way over here. Here we know the whole answer is 54, and we know that a piece of it is 32, and now this becomes the mystery. And the question for us to think about right now is, how would we figure out that mystery? Would we use addition or would we use subtraction? Let me have you think about it, and you think about it too, Detective Joey, and we'll see what we get when we get back. So really, what we have to figure out is, what's the number that when I add to 32 makes 54? And one way to think about this is to use subtraction and take 54 and subtract 32. But if you think about it and visualize it, we see the answer, in fact, is 22.
Just as I suspected.
22 is, in fact, the mystery. So, in fact, the original mystery turns out to be 22. That number is 22. And we see the answer, therefore, that represented how many owls there were in the third group.
Aha!
And so, we see there are 22 owls in the third group, and the way we got it was to model the addition and see that you could even add three numbers together and we could still find out what that last one is. So, there are 22 owls in the third group, and that's the mystery.
22 owls in the third group. I got it!
Wait a minute. Then you had the answer all along.
Yep, I had the answer all along. Whoa. Wait a second. If I had the answer all along, that means that I'm the guy I'm looking for? Whoa. Hey, I gotta take myself downtown. Come on, you.
I thought so. That's what you get for doing such great math. Have fun with math, and we'll see you soon.
That's funny. He can be funny sometimes. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's move on and see if we can solve these now. It says there are three groups of owls. There are 17 owls in each of the first two groups. There are 53 owls in all. How many owls are in this group? So as I'm reading this, I'm already building a picture in my head on what my number sentence will be. Now I'm going to reread it and show my strategies. There are three groups, I would circle that, three groups of owls. There are 17 owls in each 17 owls in each of the first two groups. So there are three groups. I know 1, 2, 3 groups of owls, right? There are 17 owls in the first two. So this one would be 17. This one would be 17. And then there are 53 owls in all. When I see in all, then I know that we are going to add. So all together, there's 53. So there's going to be an addition mark here and here, right? So there's 53 owls in all is important. I would box that. How many owls are in the third group? So we're trying to find out how many owls go here. Well, if this were just a 3-digit problem, then we would do this minus this, right? But we can't do that because there's 2 here. So what we have to do first is just an extra step. We have to add these 2 together first. We have to add the first group plus the second group, which is 17 plus 17, to see how many owls there are to begin with. So 7 plus 7 is 14. I know that because it's a doubles fact. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So I know that these 2 make 34, right? And then you can ask yourself, your new number sentence is going to say 34 plus what equals 53. And to solve the what, you do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So you're going to subtract 53, take away 34 to find out what goes in that empty box. So 3 take away 4, you can't do that. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you have to regroup. 5 becomes a 4, and 3 becomes a 13. Now 13 take away 4, let's see, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9 is 9, and 4 take away 3 is 1. So how many owls should have been in that third group? 19 owls. 19 owls. Got it? Whew, okay, one more. We're almost there, guys. Hang in there. Piercy sees a grasshopper jumping in the grass. He counts 16 jumps, 9 jumps, and then 15 more jumps. How many jumps does he count? This is a very simple problem. It says he counts 16 plus 9 plus 15 more equals how many jumps in all? Well, Miss Yusuf, how do you know that you're adding? Because it's saying how many jumps did the cricket jump altogether, basically, with all of those jumps. So it's a simple problem. You're just going to add 16 plus 9 plus 15. To do that, you would add the first 2 numbers first. 16 plus 9 is what? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You're counting up 9 times from 16 to get 25. And then you would do plus 15. Now 25 plus 15 is what? And you can do that, elevator, escalator, if you would like. 25 plus 15 is what? Well, 5 plus 5 makes 10. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So how many jumps did that cricket jump? 40. It jumped 40 jumps, or 40 hops, or whatever. Jump, I guess. 40 jumps. Easy schmeezy lemon squeezy. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. That's a mouthful. So you're going to go ahead and complete page 462 to 464 on your own. When you are done, you're going to do those math worksheets that are inside of your baggie. The math worksheets you will complete today are lesson 65, problem solving addition situations. And then you're going to do the page staple to it, which is Enrich 56. Okay, the Enrich 56 is does require a little bit of thinking. It's not hard. I need you to try your best and turn them into me when you are done. All right, have fun learning, and I'll see you later. Bye.